Hey you all, it's Don and welcome back to my channel. I wanted to take a moment to discuss with you my DSW experience. I took a poll over on my Instagram channel, so if you're not following me there, please be sure to do so. And you all wanted to hear more so about my experience applying to DSW programs and just kind of any recommendations that I may have. So a DSW is a Doctor of Social Work, and it's really a practice doctorate where you can do research, teach, as well as enter administration or advanced clinical practice. There are so many different programs. There's over 15 programs currently, and there's a projected 15 additional ones to be formed within the next 2 to 5 years. So for me, I wanted to pursue a doctorate in social work because I wanted to teach. I wanted to pursue a teaching career and full time. And so usually they want someone with their doctorate. And so the DSW it puts more emphasis on, preparing you for social work education at teaching institutions as opposed to research institutions and just like more teaching positions versus research positions where you may teach a class or two. They're very different. So I really like that they valued the practice experience that I had. And I just thought that I would be like a stronger, not even a stronger candidate, but it just was like a better fit for me because I also have a family. I'm the sole provider for my household. And so it was really important to do a program at the time that would allow me to remain working and that could complement the work that I'm doing in practice currently. And so that's why I chose the DSW program. Now, the requirements, I can kind of tell you my experience with those. So basically, I applied to two schools, and one school I applied to basically for the tuition. It was very cheap, $20,000. And then the other school I applied to, really for its curriculum, its reputation, its format. I really loved the goals and the missions of this program. And so I applied there as well. So to begin, all programs they're going to want you to have your MSW. Typically, you need to have at least a 3.0. Some are 3.5. Cumulative GPA from your master's program. They want you to either have your license or be license eligible. So typically, you should have like 2 years post MSW experience, although the average person has like between 6 and 10 years of clinical social work experience. So, in addition to that, you need 3 references. If you've been out of school for the last 5 years, they want you to have a professor provide a reference and then one from a supervisor. And then you typically have your personal statement and then you have your writing sample. Not all programs require a writing sample, but one of mine did. And so to kind of start with the GPA, like I had the GPA, I had the 2 years postmaster's experience. I have 3.5 years of experience currently, and I had, my references. So maybe I'll begin there. So obtaining my references was relatively a simple process. I did have one hiccup with one person that I asked, and they had some hesitation, really because they weren't listening to me. Like I was not heard, and that was like a red flag for me because there were just things that were assumed that I never said, and you know, and so at the end, the professor said that they were willing to do the recommendation, but I had already said that I went with someone else and I thanked them for my for their consideration. So I went with my supervisor, whom I absolutely love from my previous job, and then I went with two professors. Now, those two professors wrote my letters of recommendation to PhD programs last time I applied, and I did not get into PhD programs for fall 2019. I applied fall 2018 for fall 2019. And so that was like one experience. So if I could give a tip, I would just say, anyone who's hesitant on writing your letter, they're not for you. Do not go with them. So writing my personal statement, that was really fun because it really helped me understand my why. I think I had a solid essay. I basically talked about the adverse effects of trauma among African American men. And I was really just interested in exploring, how that's expressed or how that impact the collegiate experience of African American men from inner cities studying at rural institutions, PWIs in a rural location. So I thought that was a pretty solid research topic. I and so then after that, my writing sample was actually on a I talked about, I'll link it in the description, but my writing sample was basically an article that I wrote about, I believe his name is DeAndre Arnold, and he is an African American male who was a high school senior in a predominantly white school district in Texas, and they created a policy to prohibit like certain. It was basically a hair policy regarding like the length of the hair, styles, color, etc. And he basically was like one of the only students who, wear their hair like this. And this was a policy created in the middle of the year. And so he was informed that he could not return to school until he cut his dreads. And so he protested, he did not cut his dreads. And it received national coverage. And so I wrote a letter, which was really a call to action to the school district as well as the principal to eliminate this policy and to let him return to school with his hair. So that was my issue because, that is a form of discrimination. That's what discrimination and racism looks like in today's day and age. It's not people being called the N-word. It's not people being, called out of their name. It's really the policies and the procedures that further oppress us. It's so many different things. It's the ways in which we are being spoken to and the limitations that's being placed upon us. That's how it exists. I mean, with my recommender, this was the same person who well, she didn't write my recommendation, but like this is the same one who told me, that I did not, that I should consider other options outside of applying to doctoral programs. And so it's those subtle discouragements that comes off as like words of wisdom that's really oppression and discrimination. And so, anywho, I think that's basically it. In terms of like paying for it, I received a waiver for one school, and the other school I paid $65, and then I had to pay for my transcripts to be sent to both schools. So it's about $100 per school that you apply to. But if you can get the waiver, that's great. And then if they accept unofficial transcripts and you have access to your unofficial transcripts, then that's cool. That's the other thing. You have to send your transcripts. Some are official, some are unofficial. And then I think that's it. GRE scores aren't required. I'd taken the GRE, excuse me, and so but I didn't send my score. I mean, my score was average. So like I scored like like the 65 percentile for it. So anyway, long story short, I received an interview for one school. The other school did not offer interviews, but that was an honor to receive an interview, which I was very happy about, very appreciative of, and honored just to be considered. And then I heard back from both like in April. And they were in the same week, one on Monday, one on Friday, and I was not admitted to either program. So when I found out for the first school that was 20K, and that was the University of Alabama, I was sad, but I wasn't too sad. It was like, it was like, okay. It was like, I didn't think I was going to get into that school anyway, and it wasn't like a self-doubt thing. It just was like a feeling. I just was like, that's not the school for me, so I'm not going to get in. That was the feeling, that it wasn't the school for me. But the other school, University of Pennsylvania, I was like, oh my gosh, okay, I didn't get into University of Alabama, so maybe this is, in divine intervention saying you belong at Penn and just removing those options. And so when I found out that I wasn't admitted to Penn, I was like part of this form, like it's like an anonymous form through like Grad Cafe or something like that. And congratulations to everyone admitted, and best of luck to everyone not admitted. It wasn't sad. It was just kind of a confirmation that you should try your dreams, and you should try like other goals that you have, and not try in the sense of like how the professor was saying, but just like I'd evolved in my thinking and just kind of expanding, what I should get a doctorate in. Not that I shouldn't get a doctorate, but like what it should be in. And so I received that as a confirmation of, okay. And so that's kind of another video of like maybe how I plan to proceed from here. But to wrap this video up, that was my experience of applying. I mean, I was not, sad. It was really fun, actually. I mean, you have to submit your resume as well. And so every time I am applying for a new job or applying to school, it's a time for me to reflect upon my accomplishments, and just the impact that I've made in the field and in people's lives and communities. So I think it can be quite therapeutic. Um, so yeah, that was my experience with applying to doctoral programs, asking for letters of recommendation, writing, essays and things of that nature. So if you are interested in applying to programs, and maybe you have questions about programs, I mean, I have not been admitted, but I know people who have, and I can always connect you to those individuals. And if you're interested in me doing like an interview with people who've been admitted, I did one on my Instagram, but if you want me to do one here, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll be more than happy to do that. And then also let me know, just what your experience has been like. What are your aspirations? Do you want a DSW? Do you want a PhD? Do you want a doctorate in another field like medicine or nursing or psychology? Let me know. Or public health. So let me know in the comment section below, and I would love to hear and respond back. I'll also try to leave some resources below as well, because there's not a lot of information about it. So thanks so much for watching, and until I see you next time, be you, be great.